Hey everybody, it's Dr. V. I'm back with your weekly divine love, twin flame, soulmate, whatever, however you want to describe your relationship, uncommon bond, for the week of April 22nd through 28th. I'm going to start out with the Angel Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine, and I'm going to jump right in. If you're not following me on Instagram, I would suggest that you do that. It's dr.lisa Vallejos. I post inspiration and pictures and sometimes mini readings there, so follow me if you haven't yet. If you want to schedule a private reading, please do that. All of that information will be in the description box, and I love to do readings and help you on your way. And I just wanted to also say to you, oh my gosh, I don't know about you, but the universe has been giving me so many signs. You know, I told you that my confirmation sign for my twin journey is pink flamingos. Well, if you don't know that, you do now. But I walked into a store earlier to pick up, I needed to get a new charger for my phone, and I found this. And I was like, okay, universe, it's a little pink flamingo candle. So I brought it, and it's here where I do my readings, just as a reminder. Walked into Target the other day and literally walked right, the first thing I saw on the display was a bunch of pink flamingos. And I was like, okay, seriously, universe. And then checking out at the store today, there was a pink flamingo coffee cup, and I was just like, I'm kind of, at this point, I'm just laughing. I'm like, okay, I get it. But if you ever feel, if you want confirmation, because, one thing, this is kind of a mini rant. Sometimes people will message me on like Instant Go, or they want confirmation that, they are asking questions like, is this my twin flame? Nobody can really answer that for you. You have to answer that yourself. It's an inner knowing. It's just that inner divine confidence that you have. So if you have questions, if you need clarity, if you need confirmation, if you're having doubts, my suggestion is always to ask the universe for signs. And something that is specific to you and your twin or the person you're inquiring about, and not something that you're gonna, it's not something that you're gonna see everywhere. Like when I asked this question of pink flamingos, it was like winter. And so it's like not like you see pink flamingos everywhere. In summertime, that might be more likely, but in winter, not so much. So ask for something that is, relatively specific to you. It's specific to your connection. It might mean this, specific symbol for you. But try not to make it something that's so obvious that you're going to see 11 billion of them around, if that makes sense. So yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. I say that at 3 minutes. But pay attention to the signs, okay guys? Pay attention to the signs, because they're there if you're watching. Like the universe is wanting to speak to you. Pay attention. Look for repeating numbers. I posted on Insta the other day, like, I have seen so many repeating numbers that it's like laughable. It's like hilarious, because they're just so repetitive and so common. And so if you ever need confirmation, do that if you're paying a bit, but pay attention, because Spirit was always speaking. All right, so here we go. Divine Feminine, current energies, King of Air, super confident, getting into balance. It says seeking out professional advice, balance mental and emotional considerations. That's where Divine Feminine's current energies. That's here. How the Divine Feminine sees the Divine Masculine. The Knight of Air, intelligent, decisive, idealistic, tireless. Things are happening quickly. She feels like that he's taking his time to reveal his options and trying to come up with creative solutions. I'm going to go into a little more depth, so let me just lay the cards out actually. How she sees the relationship, the release card, it's how the Divine Feminine, or what the Divine Feminine brings to the relationship. It's the Hermit energy. A lot of purple here. Purple is the color of royalty. Hey girl, queen up. The challenges that the Divine Feminine sees in this situation is the Two of Earth. And what the Divine Feminine wants from the relationship, which just jumped out of my hand at this point, is the Five of Earth. So let me put that down. And now I'm going to lay out the Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine's current energy. Six of Earth. Divine Masculine's, how the Divine Masculine sees the Divine Feminine. Page of Water. How the Divine Masculine sees the relationship. Awakening. What the Divine Masculine brings to the relationship. The King of Earth energy. What the Divine Masculine perceives as challenges in the relationship. The Five of Water. And the desires, the Divine Masculine's desires. Significant life event, life experience. Okay, so that's the general layout. So let me just go into, I'll go into what the Divine Feminine is dealing with right now. So the Divine Feminine is in this King of Air energy. She's speaking her mind, and I'm using she, but Divine Feminine can be a male or a female. So we're talking energies, not gender. The Divine Feminine is really stepping into her own confidence. She is seeking out advice if she needs advice. I take that as like professional consultations. It could even be some like going to therapy, getting tarot readings. But she is really standing on her own 2 feet, super balanced in her, kind of doing her own thing. Really feeling confident and assertive in herself, okay? This is about the overall energies, her current energies. Just like speaking her mind with confidence. Like I feel like the Divine Feminine has spoken her truth. She's said what she needed to say, and she's feeling good about who and what she is. So how she sees the Divine Masculine. This is a Knight of Air. It says intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. So I'm getting this with a couple of things. Knight energy is relatively immature. It's not the king energy. It's just, it's on the way to being a king, but a knight is a little bit less mature than the king. So I feel like the Divine Feminine sees the Divine Masculine in a positive light, right? She thinks that he's very smart. She thinks that he's got a lot to bring to the table. But she also sees him as being a little bit immature, like that he needs, he has some growing up to do, which makes sense because we're all in this awakening process, right? Some of us are further, some of us are awakened, but he may not be fully awakened yet. The Divine Masculine may not be fully awakened, and so he's maybe behaving in some ways that are not quite so mature. So I also think that she sees, like it says, take time to carefully review your options. I feel like that the Divine Feminine also sees that the Divine Masculine may not be completely decisive yet. He may still be kind of waffling or on the fence or kind of sending mixed signals. And so that's where maybe that's where she's seeing it as a little bit immature, like, just king up, make a decision one way or the other. So how she's seeing the relationship right now, and I'm going to pull some clarifiers to you guys, so don't worry about this. It's release. It's the end of a phase or a situation. It's spiritual transformation, and it's time to move on. So how the Divine Feminine is perceiving the situation right now, this connection, is that it's time to end. It's the end of a phase, or the end of a situation. That doesn't mean that she is walking away from the connection. What it means is that she is really focusing on her own spiritual transformation and releasing the outcome. She's releasing and letting go, really just in a space of like if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If this is my twin flame, he's going to come back to me, whether it's this lifetime or the next. But really letting go of the situation, moving on in the sense of if she's been waiting, if there's been like a waiting energy, like I'm not going to go out, I'm not going to go on dates, or I'm going to sit around and hope that he comes around. That energy is releasing. She's moving through that. She's releasing, letting go, and she's focusing on herself right now, which is actually really, really positive. What she's bringing to the relationship, the Hermit. It's self-discovery, spending time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching. So the Divine Feminine is really, with these two cards right here, she's really on her business. Like she's focusing on herself. She's focusing on her growth. She's like, look, I understand that if this relationship is gonna, like I have to do my own work. I have to do my own healing in order to bring this relationship to pass. And not even in order to, because that sounds like she's doing the healing just to get to the relationship. And that's not what, I don't feel like that's the energy here. I feel like the energy is actually that she's like, the Divine Feminine is like, I know this connection, the pain that has brought up has revealed to me that there are things that I need to heal, things that I need to grow in. And I'm going to do the work to heal and to grow because I want to and because it's important. And that's what it is. And she's doing that. She's focusing on that. With the understanding also that if as she heals, as she transforms, she also heals and transforms the connection. And yeah, so that's where that is. So the Divine Feminine's really on her shit right now. You got it, girl. So the challenges, this Two of Earth. So these are her challenges. There's too much going on. There's that indecisiveness again, and this says consider a more playful approach. So again, some of the Divine Feminines have been in that real serious energy where it's like feeling like, oh my gosh, you guys, this is the song that reminds me of my connection. I'm gonna turn it up for a second. It just popped up on YouTube, so I'm gonna let you hear it.
Turn this off. Something must have gone wrong in my brain. Got your chemicals all in my veins. Feeling all the highs, feel all the pain.
Sorry, that was a little squirrel moment. I love this song though. It reminds me of my love. So challenges, back to the challenges. Too much going on at once. Need to make a decision. So she's overwhelmed probably with work. Just feeling overwhelmed all around. And the need to make a decision, that is the thing that comes back. Like, I feel like the Divine Feminine is kind of like, with the Divine Masculine, like, man, like, make a choice already. Like, what are you going to do? Like, so there's a lot of Divine Masculines that are in karmic relationships right now. And then but they're still wanting to be in touch with the Divine Feminine. And the Divine Feminine is kind of like, look, man, like, make a freaking choice. Like, what are you going to do? If you're going to either be with that be in that situation or be with me, but you're not going to ride the fence anymore. So that's a challenge for her. The challenge is feeling like a decision needs to be made. But what I feel like is that she's making the decision. She's like, look, I'm going to move on with my life. Like, I'm moving on. I'm going to do me. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to be my best self, do my 90-day glow up. And that's that. And if it comes around, it comes around. If not, it doesn't. And her desires for this relationship, the Five of Earth. It says, fear surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. So this is, of course, in the desire position. That it sounds weird. So what she desires, I'm just reading this way, is that she's really wants to get out of these fears. Like, so that can be a block for her, that she really wants to release the fears around abundance, around receiving, because this is about receiving, okay? All of this is accepting help, fear around money. That's about receptivity. So this is about her desire is to step into that next level of being able to receive and attract abundance. Now, if you can attract I believe love and money are very similar. So people that have blocks to love often have blocks to money. And so her desire right now is to move through all of that and literally like up level. Like she's like ready to up level her life and move into a new energies, like I just said, that the glow up, like the 90-day glow up that I've been talking about. It's like she almost wants to go into hermit mode, go into her cave, withdraw from the world, and just spend 30, 60, 90 days focusing on herself, doing her own work, hitting the gym, hitting the yoga mat, whatever it is, and just getting herself in a wonderful space. And that includes financially. That's where the divine feminine is right now. So where the divine masculine's current energy, 6 of earth. So it's like material stuff, right? This is gifts of money, time, effort, new career opportunities, paying off debt, getting a loan. So it's basically like practical. In his current energies, he's focusing on practical stuff, money, career, maybe applying for a promotion, a new job, something that's just material stuff that the divine masculine is focusing on. That's his general energy. But how he sees the divine feminine: a new person enters your life, relationship begins a new phase, heightened psychic abilities. He sees her as, intuitive, sensitive, artistic, friendly. He sees her as, he recognizes your psychic abilities, which is great, right? Because we all have psychic abilities to a certain extent, some more developed than others. But this is how he sees you. He's like, and that's good. Water is emotion. So he sees you, with an emotion. There's an emotional sense. It's, he knows that, like this new person enters your life. He sees you as a new, I wouldn't necessarily call it new, because it's, it feels like he's seeing it like the relationship, or seeing the feminine moving into a new phase. That's what that new, oh, Jesus says a relationship begins a new phase. Like he's seeing the relationship evolve. That was funny because I read it. I think I read it. I don't know. But anyway, so he's seeing the feminine. I feel like he's seeing the feminine up level. I think that if you're in contact, or even if you're not in contact, I feel like the masculine is probably keeping a close eye on you via social media, and he's like watching you kind of up level. He's seeing your spirituality and your personal growth happening, and he's like, that's kind of hot. Feeling very attracted to you. How the divine masculine sees the relationship is awakening. He's looking at things from a different perspective. So what this is saying to me is that, like, he is waking up. The divine masculine is recognizing that this relationship has been an awakening for him. So it says it's important to be yourself. So I feel like a lot of masculines have been wearing false masks for a really long time, being who they thought they were supposed to be, and being all things to all people, that kind of thing. But this relationship is waking him up to the fact that because his feminine loves him exactly as he is, where he's on the way to where he's going. So it's like the healthy feminine has really great boundaries, and she sets limits, and she's not going to put up with a bunch of shenanigans. So she'll speak her truth, and she'll be who she is, but it's very loving. It all comes from a loving space, and because of that, it's giving him the space to recognize that he can be in a relationship with someone that genuinely loves him and accepts him, and he doesn't have to be anything other than who he is, which I don't feel like there has been a lot of that energy in the masculine's life. So he's starting to see the relationship differently. What's coming through in this is that he's actually starting to see it as the spiritual connection that it is. So I feel like he's waking up to the fact that this is no ordinary love, that he is really coming into a state of awareness and almost enlightenment around the connection, that it's like he's starting to see the signs and synchronicities, and he's really paying attention. What he's bringing to the relationship is the Midas touch. Okay, so he's again, this is a material card. So he's being responsible, he's being practical, things are going well in his life, he is getting new opportunities, things are really looking up for him, and he's bringing that kind of energy into the connection. So what I'm getting from this is, because it's material, it feels like he's doing things like laying the groundwork for the future, because it's like he may be accepting a promotion or going into doing some kind of work. Maybe he wants to start a business with the feminine, but what he's doing is laying the foundation for a successful future. That's the energy that I'm getting from this right now, that there are things that opportunities that may be coming his way that he's wanting to bring the feminine into. So it's like franchise opportunities, career opportunities, different things like that. So that's the energy I'm getting from that. The challenges for him in this relationship is the 5 of Cups. It's that what I'm getting from this is that his challenge is that things not turning out the way that he'd hoped, is that he really does love the feminine, really does want this connection, and feels like there are things that are preventing that from happening right now. So practical concerns might be if they're in a karmic situation that they feel like they can't leave. So it's that crying over spilled milk, where it's like, you know, what this is saying to me, like, just the energy that keeps coming through is just this sense of like looking, not being able to see past the surface of the situation. So it's like, for instance, if they have like a karmic situation, it's like they're like, well, I don't know how to get out of this situation. It's like maybe they have kids, or maybe like financial ties, and so there's this sense of almost feeling trapped in that, and that's the challenge energy, is like a lot of regrets, a lot of maybe this kind of energy of like, oh, if only I'd met you 5 years ago, if only I'd met you at this time, if only this, if only that, instead of recognizing that it's not like anything is carved in stone at this point, that you can always make a decision to change your life. Like that's kind of the energy that I'm getting, the challenging, which also says this energy was how the divine masculine is seeing the relationship. He's beginning to look at things from a different perspective. So right now the challenge is that he doesn't see that. He's just like, you know, seeing all the spilled milk and like all the missed opportunities and kind of, you know, feeling that energy. But he's moving into this energy of being able to see things from a different perspective. So his desire is life experience. It says a significant life event, a powerful revelation that needs to change, time to spread your wings. So what this says to me is that the divine masculine is looking for a significant change. This is what he wants, okay? At the core, this is what the divine masculine wants. He wants that significant life event. Like what I'm taking this as, this energy, honestly, is what's popping up for me is like marriage, baby, like deep in his heart, this is what he wants. He wants that to happen. He wants something like this powerful revelation that leads to change. Like he wants something to come out so that he wants something to happen, a change, something to come out, some revelation to happen, excuse me, that will lead to change so that he can get free. That's what he wants right now. He wants to get free. He wants to get out of this situation and into this situation where he's free to fly, where that significant life event is happening. This is what his desires are. I think that, like I said before, if masculines look at Pinterest and plan weddings, I feel like that's what he would be doing right now, is being on Pinterest and like planning his future with his feminine. Like I think that in his heart of hearts, and he may not be saying this to you, that he thinks about that all the time. He thinks about what it would be like to be with you in that way, to marry you. He's had dreams and visions of seeing you like walking down the aisle toward him. having babies together. That's really what he wants. And right now he's just stuck in this, you know, 5 of water, I can't get what I want kind of energy, which is completely inaccurate, but he doesn't know that yet. So, and the energy for this is pretty clear about where things are right now. Just going to pull some Romance Angels cards as confirmation clarifiers. So for the how the divine feminine sees the divine masculine right now, soulmate. How the divine feminine is seeing the relationship. This could be the one. Wow. You guys heard me shuffling. This was how the divine masculine sees the divine feminine. How the divine masculine sees the relationship. Right now, it's just the financial issues are a factor. Again, this always comes up for me, how he sees the relationship. It's like he's seeing it as like this, right? He's like, this is my true love. This is the one. This is, you know, my true love. True love. But it's practical concerns that are blocking the relationship. I want to pull one for desires for the feminine. So the divine feminine right now really wants to let go of those control issues. That's what this is about. These spiritual cards over here, the Hermit and the Knight of Air. Or I'm sorry, not that. The Hermit and the Release card is all about her letting go of control issues. It's like her releasing and trusting the universe in ways that she has not yet. And divine masculine desires, retreat. He wants to get away. It's like that Lenny Kravitz song. I want to get away. I want to fly away. Right. Same thing. Spread your wings. Retreat. So what this says to me is that there's a sense of him, like desire, that wants to disconnect from the world, but in that sense of kind of unplugging. But this feels more like he wants to retreat from situations that are not serving any longer. In his heart of hearts, he knows that there are situations that he's in, whether it's career, whether it's karmic relationship, that are just not serving him anymore. And he's ready to spread his wings and fly. He just needs to make the decision back here to actually do it. Which could be why he's doing this, which could be why he's like, you know, stacking his paper so that he can, you know, stacking his paper means getting his money, right? That he maybe just really focused on that because he realizes on a soul level, whether he realizes it consciously or not, and that in order for this to happen, this, you know, significant life event and spreading your wings, for this retreat away from what no longer serves you energy, for that to actually happen, he's recognizing maybe that he needs to get his finances a little more in order, get his house more prepared, get himself ready. Just like the divine feminine is working up here to get herself ready, the divine masculine is working on getting himself ready as well. So it feels like this time of separation is not at all about no, there's no like negativity, there's no negative energy, there's not like animosity and bitterness, although there may be for some. But for those in this particular reading, it's just kind of like we just have parted ways right now because we just have some things that we need to work on, and that's what we're focused on, and that's what we're doing. And then when the time is right, we can come back together. So let me move these cards out of the way, and I'm going to pull some outcome cards. I can see your smile. So I'm going to use the John Holland Psychic Tarot of the Heart, and I'm going to pull some cards on the outcome. So what's ahead for this connection, Spirit? What's ahead? What's the outcome? And remember, these are just energies for this week. The energies can, and they can shift tomorrow because they're energies. So the energies could shift. So, and there's always free will. You know, people have free will. But the outcome, Spirit, please. How much I care. Love it. Spiritual union. Positive movement forward, you guys. I'm just loving this. Rest and rejuvenate. That's where this relationship is headed, you guys. I'm so glad. That spiritual union is ahead. I mean, I've been feeling it. I know I've just been feeling it. I wouldn't be surprised at all if some of you got contacted by your divine masculine, and that they want to come together in some way. Actually, I know that some people already have, that things are, you know, they want things to, they want to come back together. That's what that spiritual union is. But they want it. That's the energy that I'm getting. But this is what's ahead. It's spiritual union. Positive movement forward. There's going to be some time of rest and rejuvenation. So I almost get the sense of like a vacation together. That it's like, there may be like, can we get away for a weekend? Can we come together and just have some positive movement forward where we can rest and rejuvenate and kind of come back together in love in service of this connection. This is exciting. Spirit union is ahead, guys. I mean, everybody, you know, this is the year of union. I mean, people are talking about it all the time. But I mean, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing people coming closer and closer and closer into union. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this, like why I said this, the 90-day glow up challenge, like why that is so important is because it's time for people to come together. It's time for that to happen. And in order for that to happen, we have to do our work, right? We have to do our healing. So I'm going to pull some Romance Angels cards on the outcome again, because, oh my God, you guys, seriously, you heard me shuffling. That I'm telling you that there's like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if you guys start commenting. Please let me know if your DM or counterpart, whoever's watching this, doesn't reach out and say something like, I would love to go on vacation. Like, I'd love to just get away for a weekend. Seriously, if that happens, please let me know, because that's what it feels like. It's like this time to disconnect from the world so that the two can reconnect. Outcome, playfulness. It's like the heaviness is lifted in the connection. There's been a lot of heaviness, and it feels like as both parties are focusing on their own healing and transformation and growth, that it's coming to being more playful. I know that in my connection that there's been a lot of, you know, goofy memes being sent back and forth, and like just laughter and jokes, and just not as much of the intensity, just really kind of lighthearted, fun energy. One more card, Spirit. Outcome, calling in your soulmate. You guys, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations are bringing you together. This is why it's so important to do this work. That's why it's so important. If you find yourself like feeling frustrated and negative energy towards your counterpart, it's really important to be conscious of that and shift that energy back into something more positive, because what we're such like manifestation powers are off the chain right now, you guys. Like what you think about, you bring about, and what you're thinking about, what you're focusing on, those feelings, if they're not great, if they're not, you know, if they're not loving, then that's what you're bringing about in your connection. So focus on this. Like I have a whole playlist of songs on YouTube. It's a Twin Flame playlist that I listen to. I literally spend every day, you guys are going to probably think I'm crazy, but I play songs and I visualize like union coming together, getting married, things like that. Like I literally visualize it and I feel the energy of what it will feel like, because I know that feeling positive, having those energies is going to bring it to pass, along with doing the inner work and releasing attachment to outcome. So remember, it's that nuance of recognizing that we can focus on it, we can call our soulmate, we can do all of that work and not be attached to the outcome. And that's really important. We want to make sure that we're not attached to the outcome, because then we can actually hinder that. When we get too attached to the outcome, like my happiness is contingent upon whether I get into union, that's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be we're happy, we're like doing the darn thing regardless, and then that's when we can expect union. But anyway, so continue doing your work, continue calling in your soulmate, continue bringing that forward, because it's working, you guys. It's working. It's coming together. Remember, it happens up in, the higher realms before it manifests on earth. And so just keep that in mind, that you may not be seeing it on earth right now. You may not be seeing it happening, but it's happening. I'm really enjoying this energy in this reading. I was not enjoying some energy earlier this week. I was triggered as hell, and I had to retreat and spend some time within and kind of get my shit together because I wasn't feeling so hot. But I did the work and I moved through it, and it happens. We all go through it. So, one final, that card just jumped out. The Holy Mountain card. This card is literally saying, like, this is a pilgrimage. We're on a pilgrimage to holiness, to higher heights of ascension. That's really what that card is about. It's like ascending to higher spiritual levels. That's what's happening right now. It's happening. You're doing the work. Continue doing the work, and you will reap the benefits of the work as you go forward. So I hope this reading resonated. Please let me know in the comments. Again, feel free to reach out to me if you want to do a personal reading, and be mindful and check out my video on the 90-day glow up challenge. I really would love for you guys to consider joining me for that. It's going to be off the chain. It's going to be an amazing experience. Completely life transforming, and if you're interested, I hope that you decide to join me. So have a great week. I love you all, and I will see you soon. Bye.